king cobra. And then there is one on the kingfisher. And this one is about tiger. What would you like to look at?
Tiger.
Kingfisher.
Thank you, Ajay. I didn't want that. Who said king cobra?
Sukanya, ma'am.
Ma'am, I told kingfisher.
I'm not your friend.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't want to even look at that. It's so scary, but yeah, there is a material on that. So now let's look at this. All of it is the same format. Okay. So there's a large picture, A4 size picture of the animal, a live picture. Okay. I'll be sending this material to you. You don't have to take pictures. Then you can put those pictures into your folder. Okay. I'll be sending you these 3 sets of material because this is already made. Now you have to make one for yourself as a group. As a group, no, you can come up with one animal story folder. You can choose one. So there's one large picture, A4 sized. And then it says, then there is information about that particular animal. Okay. Back in, at the back as well as front. We'll read that. We'll read that. Then there are medium-sized pictures of the same animal in different poses. Just a minute. Let me sort them. So you can see, this one says tiger reserves in India, no? So it shows the map and it marks where it is found, where these tigers are found. Okay. Then there is this picture. What do you think this talks about? Maybe camouflage.
Camouflaging.
Camouflaging.
Maybe is it getting ready to, it's crouching and getting ready to spring? Or is it just resting?
Could be. Just watch very carefully and then maybe you'll find your own answers.
Oh, the royal, oh, the cub.
Their cubs.
A white tiger.
White tiger.
Ma'am, are there the Royal Bengal and the Siberian?
One is the Albanian, or the white one is the Albanian.
Okay.
Oh,
The cub.
shifting the cup to other place, ma'am.
Maybe. But it's having its cub with it, no?
They're playing. Cubs are playing on mother.
Ferocious.
Ready to
Ferocious, ready to attack.
Waiting.
This is definitely, waiting
Crouch.
to, it's hunting, it's in hunting mode.
Yeah, ma'am. Couldn't see
I
properly.
can't see.
Because there is no tiger there, but what does it show?
Oh,
Just a plain
The habitat.
where
where it lives.
Habitat. Habitats. Okay. Then for these pictures, you have text cards also of the same size, medium size text cards. Once we get into reading them, you'll have a clearer right. Then there are these small pictures.
Animals living together with this animal, ma'am. Is it that? Okay.
Praise of this animal.
Prey. Feeding, ma'am.
Suckling.
Yeah.
Yes. So, there's a title card. Now let's read the tigers are the largest members of the cat family. I'm reading the first card, okay? The initial card. They are famous for their strength. The Bengal tiger is found in India, Bangladesh, Nepal, Bhutan, and Burma. It lives in a variety of habitats, including rainforests and dense grasslands. The Bengal tiger can live to be about 16 to 18 years old, but sometimes they only live about 10 years. Bengal tigers are mostly solitary, but sometimes travel in groups of 3 or 4. Male Bengal tigers are up to 10 feet, 3 meters long. Females are up to 9 feet, 2.7 meters long. A tiger's tail is 3 to 4 feet long, almost half as long as its body. Tigers use their tails for balancing when they run through fast turns. They also use their tails to communicate with other tigers. The tiger's paws prints are called pug marks. The fur of a tiger is usually orange-brown with black stripes. The fur on the belly is white with black stripes. The Bengal tiger is a carnivore, meat eater. After killing its prey, the tiger always starts feeding from the hind quarters first. It can kill the equivalent of 30 buffaloes a year and eat 65 pounds of meat in a night. Tigers, unlike many other cats, often eat meat that has begun to rot. After tigers have eaten a big meal, they may not eat for several days. The tiger replaces the lion as king of the beasts in many cultures of eastern India. The tiger is a symbol of royalty, fearlessness, and sometimes anger. Its forehead has a marking that resembles the Chinese character, which means king. This marking. So you were asking, no, Suchi, what that picture was. Many cartoon depictions of tigers in China and Korea are drawn with this mark on their forehead. The tiger is one of the symbols in the Chinese zodiac. That's the information that's here. And then at the back, scientific name, Panthera tigris tigris. Range, Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, Myanmar, Nepal. Average weight, female 221 to 353 pounds, male 419 to 569 pounds. Average length, female 7 feet 11 inches to 8 feet 7 inches, male 8 feet 8 inches to 10 feet 2 inches. Prey, antelope, buffalo, cattle, deer, pigs. Lalita, gestation period approximately 103 days. Cubs per litter 1 to 5, average 2 to 3. That's the information this card gives, okay?
Also, we can
And
tell about their life, ma'am, how long they live, for how many years they live.
Yeah, ma'am said no.
That
10
was
years.
there in the what ma'am read.
Till
Sometimes
13 years.
it's
Some
lists
13 years, but many
13
live
years.
for
Oh,
just
I
9
missed
or
out
10.
on that.
that's a good, yeah, Neha, you observed, but yes, it was already there. That's a good
Yeah.
information to have.
Hmm.
So these two cards go together, okay? And then there are these text cards that go with one of these medium cards over here. Tigers have bigger brains compared to their size than lions, leopards, or jaguars. Does that mean they are smarter? When tigers are in a group or with their cubs, they purr. They do not purr the way that domestic cats do. Domestic cats purr while breathing in and out. Tigers can only purr when breathing out, so it sounds different from a cat's purring. Do you think that this tiger lying comfortably in the grass is purring? Is there any picture that goes with this? Not this one. Is it this one? No.
No. Mm,
Sure, Joshua.
No. Maybe this one?
Maybe this one. Not this one either, no?
Ah, yeah, ma'am.
Not this one. So which one was it then? Was it this one?
He's waiting to hunt, ma'am.
It's waiting to hunt. So then which one is it? Is it this one?
No, it could be this because it says lying in the grass.
Lying in the grass
the grass.
comfortably, no? Okay. Let me put it there that way. We'll come back to it if we are not able to find another one. Tigers are mammals and suckle their young. In addition, the tiger cubs stay with their mother for 2 to 3 years, even though they can begin to hunt on their own when they are all 11 months old. Then they leave their protection to find their own territories. They can carry their cubs in their mouths without harming them with their sharp teeth.
Carrying the cub in the
Yeah.
small picture.
This one.
Yeah, ma'am.
So these two texts go together, the text and the graph. No one knows exactly why tigers are striped, but scientists think that the stripes act as camouflage and help tigers hide from their prey while they hunt. Tigers' stripes are like human fingerprints. No two tigers have the same pattern or stripes. Most tigers have an orange coat with dark brown or black stripes accented with white. The stripes are not only in the tiger's fur, but are a coloring of the skin.
The two tiger picture. The two cubs, tiger or cubs were sitting. No, ma'am. Yeah, this one.
Okay.
No, ma'am. The one which
No.
was lying down.
With the
Camouflage.
against the dry leaves, ma'am.
Yes, dry leaves.
One.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. This one.
Okay. For a Bengal tiger to be happy in its habitat, it needs enough cover to hide itself when stalking. Bengal tigers do not like to share their hunting grounds, so they need large home ranges up to 20 square miles. This picture is the Ranthambore National Park in India, where the Bengal tigers live. They also live in the dense forest of the Sundarbans in eastern India and Bangladesh.
Grass picture. Grass picture. Yeah.
Bengal tigers are the most numerous of all the tigers, but they too are endangered. There used to be 8 types of tigers, but 3 have become extinct within the last 100 years. Many were killed for sport. The heads and skins were kept as trophies. Different body parts were used as medicines. Now we are trying to protect the tigers. This map of India shows where there are places the tigers can live without being afraid of being shot at least not by anything more dangerous than a camera.
Tiger reserves.
This one.
Tigers.
The tiger prefers to hunt alone. It stalks its prey, moving very quickly. It cannot outrun very fast animals, so it must get close enough to pounce. Tigers kill small prey with a bite on the back of the neck and large prey with a bite to the throat. Tigers are voracious eaters. They like to eat deer, gore, which is wild ox, buffalo. They will also settle for monkeys.
The
No,
one
That makes
where-
One
it
which
sound
was
so
getting ready
human,
to.
no?
Not,
Yeah.
not
Ma'am,
this
there's one
one, ma'am.
more.
One more.
One more.
One
So
more
you're getting
picture.
ready. It's crouching, ma'am.
Yes, this
Yeah,
one.
this one.
If you saw these teeth, would you run? The teeth of a tiger make it a very good predator, and it can run up to 60 kilometers per hour, as long as it doesn't need to run for a long time. Tigers tire rather quickly. They often prefer to hunt at night. The roar of a Bengal tiger can be heard 2 miles away. Roaring is a way of telling others, this is my territory, keep out. Tigers are one of the only 2 types of cats that like water.
The teeth one.
Yeah, ma'am, this one. Yeah.
White tigers are also Bengal tigers. They have blue eyes, a pink nose, and creamy white fur covered with chocolate-colored stripes. It sounds so delicious. Wild white tigers are very rare, but there are a number of them living in zoos or special wildlife parks. White tigers are not albinos. They are not. Okay.
Oh, I didn't know about the blue eyes, ma'am. How interesting.
So nice.
How the combination is made, no? So beautifully. Who decides? Okay, so that was the last of the cards with text. So what was left? I have a text match with every other picture. This was the one which was left, and it didn't have a picture, text card.
There was a
So
detail
will
of
this
having the cub for 3 years also, no, ma'am?
So you said this
Yeah,
with
this
this.
also, yeah.
Can this picture also?
Both the picture can go along with that text card, ma'am. No, ma'am?
Yeah. Correct. So there can be two pictures for a text card. There can be no picture for a text card. No, there can be two texts for one picture. So this is the kind of material that you're making. And then you have your name slips. There are name slips. This says, what does it say?
Habitat.
Habitat. Camouflage.
Camouflage.
Camouflage. Huh?
Yeah. Hunting.
Hunting.
Sucking the young.
Suckling the young.
Young. Reproduction.
Reproduction.
So that's behind it, okay? Suckling the young, reproduction.
Water buffalo. Food.
Monkey.
Food.
Family. Wild boar.
Food.
Turtle.
Food.
So there are some cards which say food, and no, so and then these are the pictures for those cards, no? When you see this, suckling the young, huh? Wild boar, monkey, buffalo. So now that you've understood the material well, let's look into the presentation. Assemble the group and the material. Bring out all the three folders, but take one folder out and take out the large card from one folder, place it on the mat. Begin with the oral presentation of the large card, which has a brief description of the animal and a few interesting facts of the animal. Then show the medium-sized pictures. Lay them in rows, in 1 or 2 rows. Elicit responses. What do you think this picture is about? Just ask them, like how I asked you, what do you think this picture is about? So they can say, whatever comes to their mind. And then show the small picture cards and lay them out in a row below the medium picture cards. Tell them. So these are some of the things that the animal eats. Here's how the animal takes care of its young one. Here's the home of this animal. So say whatever is in the small cards and lay them out there. Present the other two folders also in the same way. This is the oral presentation, where you're only bringing out the pictures and trying to elicit answers from the, information from the children, asking them, what do you think this is about? And all that. So this is the oral introduction. You're introducing all the three folders in the same way in one sitting. Okay. Take out the first picture card. Take the text card and read it out so that you're giving them first-hand information. Then lay the medium-sized pictures, not the text cards, just the pictures. And then ask them, as you're laying one by one, you ask them, what do you think this is about and all that. And then lay the small picture cards. So you're not spending a lot of time with one animal. Moving on to the other animal, because you know that you have to cover 3 animals in one sitting. So you're doing that. That's one presentation. It's done. On another day, you bring the folders you have presented at the oral level, take out the pictures and the text cards. And you begin with the large picture and the large text card. Either you or the children can read the text card because you've already read. So they can read the text card. Place the text card next to the picture card. Every time you do that, always place. Lay out the medium-sized cards. Again, ask the children to read the text cards and match them. Then lay out the small cards. Ask the children to match the labels with the pictures. So that is about the presentation. Clear? There are 2 levels at which you introduce the material. One is at the oral level, where you lay only the picture card and you give them information. You elicit the information from them and also add on some information. Do not give the same information that is in the text card. Don't do that. It will ruin the fun of reading the text and finding interesting facts. Don't do that. Give them some other information that's not in the text card, for which you should have read a little about the animal, and very general view of the animal could be shared. And then on another day, bring the text card and also then ask the children to read and match the text card. That's an interesting thing to do. Oh, which one goes with which, like how you did. Which text goes with which picture. So presenting the material 3 at a time or 2 at a time is fine. And so you know that you need more sets. And it needs to be on rotation. Don't keep if you have 20 sets, don't keep all the 20 sets on the shelf. Keep 3 at a time only. Let them read up and know about this. Then you remove those 3, put them into the cupboard, take 3 more. If you feel that in a month 3 is good enough to just have those 3. And you can even rotate them. If you have more environments, then you can imagine. You can rotate it in amongst the environments also. So this way you can shuffle your material. What can be the follow-up? What follow-ups can be done?
We can ask children to find out more information about the picture cards, ma'am. Let them find it out from the dictionary and come. Let them read some books and come back with us.
Visit the zoo.
And they can write also. Whatever
Visit the zoo.
information they have fetched, they can write it as a card and give it to us.
Like Imtia says, visit a zoo. And you can specifically observe that particular animal. Sit there and observe that animal for a long time. Rather than just passing from one animal to the other. Sit there and observe the animal. If it is tiger and other such big animals, then you visit a zoo. Otherwise, if you're taking up some small animals. Go to, huh? What MJ said?
Oh, sorry, ma'am, sorry.
Huh. Okay. So if they're cows or if it is buffalo, where will you go to observe? You'll come to Palikarne.
No, nearby house.
So go to the habitat to observe. Go to its natural habitat to observe. Okay.
They can work on specific terminology, no, ma'am,
Like
camouflage, which can be useful for when they are observing other animals, maybe.
yeah. So from there, I can then like one question and many animals. Camouflage.
Maybe they won't know all the terms in the cards, no, maybe. They can search for the terminology, their meaning, and
Yeah.
how it works on other animals, maybe.
Absolutely, absolutely. Camouflage is some new term. Okay, so which are all the animals that do this? And how do they camouflage? Then looking at that particular aspect with all other animals. And that's a very interesting thing to do, no? Then they can collect pictures of animals that have camouflaged and ask to figure out where that spot that animal.
Again, classification, yeah?
Yeah, it leads to classification again. Pug mark is something that we read. So that calls for another research. Okay, if tigers' footprints are called pug marks, do they have any significance? I think each tiger has a specific pug mark, no? Like our fingerprints, they also have. And you can locate the animal using that pug mark. That's how they keep the count of how many tigers we have. Yeah, that's how they keep a count of the number of tigers. So then do other animals also have this? And how do people working in the forest use this to their advantage? The pug marks. I saw in a documentary where they pour this white cement or something like that into the pug mark that is made on the sand or soil, and then they take that out once it solidifies to look at its pug mark, study the pug mark of the animal, and that they assign to a particular tiger, saying this is this tiger's pug mark, and they name the tigers also. They have names. So that's how they associate it, and like how we have fingerprints and it is there in the Aadhaar card. No, like that. They also. What else can be done?
As a follow-up, maybe to a zoo visit, if they find an animal that's interesting, maybe as a project, they can work together to come up with, a similar folder for an animal that they find interesting.
Yeah.
So what is the information that
they
will come up? Yeah.
Or like these.
Yes.
A follow-up activity. Later, the same card can be looked at from the from one question, perspective. Food, if you say food, the small cards that we were looking at. If this animal's food is this, then what's the food for other animals? Looking at that. Or family, how do they live as a family? Do they even live as a family? Habitat. So going from one question's perspective to understand all the other animals. You can also mix the cards up, the small cards, and ask the children to sort them out for each animal. So which is the food for kingfisher, which is the food for all of it. So that's about your first knowledge of the animal kingdom. We've given the children the first knowledge of the animal kingdom. Then we'll be looking at lives of animals on another day. Okay, lives of animals coming from looking at more specific information. Now that you've given the first knowledge, let's look up for more specific information when we are looking at the lives of animals. All right. So stage by stage, you're leveling up the knowledge about animals with children. Let's stop here. I'll be sending you this material, and then the assignment for you will be as a group find out, come up with one folder, animal folder. Is that good, or you want each individual to make one folder?
Ma'am, I think as a group.
Group
Is better.
Tell me. I want more votes.
Question is, who would take
Ma'am,
that finally?
Credit.
Who would
No?
take it back? No, who would take back the folder finally?
Everybody.
So if we do it as a group,
All of you can take it. No, I mean, so one group makes one. There are 5 groups and 5 or 6 groups.
6 groups, ma'am.
You have 6 folders.
Yeah.
And you're sharing all of it with everybody. So all of you have 6 folders then,
We'll do it like that, ma'am, group wise.
group wise.
Yes, ma'am, we'll do it group wise.
Group wise.
So then in the group, you'll have to have specific work for each person. Okay. Not one person does all of it and then.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right.